Hello everyone, I am going to show you my Evertune guitars because since a little while ago I actually signed an endorsement contract with the company, which is really amazing because I've been using Evertune for a long time and I may not be the biggest artist or anything in the roster, but I wrote to them and they were aware of my existence and everything, so they actually agreed to it, which made me really proud because Evertune rules. That's just how it is. So just to celebrate that a little bit, I will show you my current Evertune guitars and talk a little bit about what they are and why I have them. I've had a couple of other Evertune guitars in the past that I sold for various reasons, but this is what I have right now. So first off, I have this Solar right here, which if you just want to know why I got it, I'm gonna put out another guitar here for a quickie. So here is my RG 550. So back in, I think it was 2016 or 2017 or so, Solar was a new company. They had not really done anything yet, but I was interested in what they were making. And I had saved up money to buy a guitar. I wanted to have something that I would be... it's something quite nice, you know. Like I before this, I had not actually bought any guitar factory new. Most of the guitars I had was like parted together from warm-up parts, like this one, for example, or this one, or used 80s guitars like this one, or yeah, whatever. But I wanted to buy a new guitar. That's like I wanted to have my guitar. Like I guess most people buy guitars, so I think most people cannot relate to this because I'm such a DIY, like, modding guy that buying a guitar for me is very unusual. But in any case, here we have the two choices that I had. I had a choice to buy an RD 550, which was one of my dream guitars, especially now this 5-piece Genesis version, which I really like the idea of, instead of the 80s old ones, and a Solar with the Evertune. And I chose the Solar because of the Evertune. And I bought this one like recently, some year ago or so. But in any case, that's why I bought this one, because I wanted to have an Evertune. But eventually I got this one as well. But away with this one for the moment. Okay, so what's so interesting about this one? Well, this one actually, I bought this one back in the day before the top tier guitars of Solar actually had stainless frets. So this one had nickel frets, regular frets. But I had it refretted at Guitar Labs in Stockholm. So now it has stainless steel frets that are plecked and everything. So it's very, very, very good fretwork. And also I super glued pickup rings on it, because it comes originally without pickup rings, but you know, I'm a sucker for 80s guitars, and you cannot have an 80s looking guitar without the pickup rings. Just saying, Holly Benton, trying to look like 80s and not really getting it right, but cool guitars, don't get me wrong, but if it's gonna be 80s, it's gotta be pickup rings, okay? This one came with a factory installed Evertune, quite obviously. It's the only guitar that I have that has an Evertune installed from factory. And if you wonder what this tape here is about, it's because this height adjustment screws. When I was playing a live show in Neu-Ansbach in Germany this year, it was very small venue, very sweaty. We were playing with Stage War. They actually arranged it for us because there was a festival being cancelled. So again, thanks to them. But these saddles, these ones actually started to rust a lot. I will show you. Look at that. So as you can see, that's not good. So for future live shows, I'm actually going to put electric tape on my Evertunes, especially for smaller shows, maybe even over the saddles, just to keep the actual tuning screws safe as well, because as you can see here, there's a little bit of rust there. It still functions, it still works, but you know, just for safety precautions. Also, if you wonder what this dirt here is, it's actually blood, because I was playing with Blazing Stone in Nässjö a couple of years ago, and I cut up my finger quite badly there, and it was bloody, as you can see here. And unlike the other guitars, I actually put electric tape here, because for live shows I think it looks a little bit more discreet than the Groove Gear fret wrap. And I will do the same here with black ones. But anyway, in any case, these tuners are original, but I will actually put some... I want to put some lock-in tuners on this one just to make string changes easier whenever it's time. Unfortunately, my favorite tuners, which is on the next guitar, I can talk about them already. These Planet Waves tuners does not exist in a lefty version, so that's, I mean, which you need for a reverse headstock. So that's a bit annoying, but you can... I guess I will just get some other type of lock-in tuners for this one just to have something. But in any case, we're on the next guitar now. So this is a Partscaster, but from different parts. This neck actually originates from one of my dad's old guitars that he bought in the 90s, I think, which he was rocking out quite a lot on.
The best ring in the belfry, Charlie Doe and me. There ain't no numbers, bodies labeled, plus 1, 2, and 3. Oi!
And I was borrowing it from him quite extensively for a couple of years, and then I was like, yeah, can I buy it? And I bought it from him, and after that I actually had it. I gave it to a guy in Stockholm called called Peter Naglic, who refretted this with stainless steel frets. So we have two refretted guitars here, and these frets plays amazing. They still holds up. That's the whole point of stainless steel frets. This body is different. This is a Northwest, what do you call it? It's a body from Northwest Guitars in UK, I think. And I installed this Evertune myself. And it's, the installation is actually not as hard as it seems, but it's also not like super easy either. But worth every second of it. Once you get it there, your new guitar stays in tune. Who cannot be happy about that? So, yeah. It's my kind of like workhorse guitar. If I just sit down to play something. This one is... I forgot to tell you, by the way. This one is tuned to half step down. So this one is for Blazing Stone. Because live nowadays we play in half step down with Blazing Stone. Also on the next album we're going to play in half step down. This one... I tuned this up for bronze recently, for a bronze show when I play with it, and then I tuned it down because the next live show I do is with Blazing Stone. So I guess this one goes a bit between half step down and E standard depending on situation. So I retune this one a little bit every now and then. It's my favorite Evertune guitar at the moment. It's just amazing. An annoying thing about this one is that the neck... what do you call it? The truss rod adjustment is, the old school type where you have to take off the neck. However, the very cool thing about this guitar is that this neck is so stable that I don't think I had to take it off and adjust it for many years. I think I haven't adjusted this neck for probably, 5, 6, 7, 8 years. I don't remember how long it was since I adjusted this neck last time, or if I almost ever did it, but it's just so stable, it stays very well. So no real need to take it off actually. But I would never ever buy a guitar with that, because you never know. Because if you ever had to adjust the neck, it's just a big pain in the ass to have to take the neck off. The pickups are some Iron Gear, Metal Hammer, that's a magazine. Metal Machine or Iron Gear. I guess there are metal machines. Because I also bought the same for this one, which is another parts guitar. It may not look like so. You may be like, oh, that's just an Ibanez. But it's actually a Paul Gilbert neck, a PDM 301, I think, 301M, the hardtail version. And this is a cheap Geo body. And if I can bring back the RD550, I can show you why I have this one. As you can see, this is my Evertune twin of the RD550, even though the headstock is reversed and everything. But I wanted to make something that looked as much as possible as the RD550, but the hardtail version, well, it's not actually a hardtail, it's actually an Evertune. Woo! So it's actually better than a hardtail in some ways. Not better, you know, like every bridge has their own pros and cons, and hardtails have their benefits as well. But okay, if we're just talking about tune stability, you cannot beat the Evertune. That's the whole point of it. And I installed this one as well. I got this cheap like the Geo body from Ibanez hardtail because it would be easy to install it so it's not visible. Because if you look at this one here, you can see there's a little hole from the tremolo cavity. On this one there is not, because, well, it was completely flat. And I still have not changed the Cosmo Black tuners here or anything, but another detail is that if you see here, it says tone and tone. It's just for fun, you know. This one is a volume, but it says tone. This one does not do anything. It's not even connected. I do the same over here. Tone, tone, and this one is a volume, and this one is not even connected because I never use the tone controls anyway. So it's just for looks. On this one, it actually says volume and tone because that's how it is. But this tone is connected. I might disconnect it someday. Who cares? The one reason why I'm not using this one so much is because normally speaking, I think that the volume knob of RG is a little bit too close to the hand when I'm playing. So for example, if we look here, the volume knob is like very much in this direction, so it's not really in the way of the hand. And on this one, the volume is at least further down. But on this one, it's fairly close. Not as close as the 80s, 90s RGs. That would be unplayable for me. But it's good enough. But for me, this one is more like a backup guitar for bronze at the moment. If I play live with bronze, I will bring this one with me. But because this one is an E standard, but I can still play it. Like, it's a good guitar. I can play it, but I prefer to not bump into the volume knob right there. So that's a bit of, that's my active Evertune guitars. I will stop the video here, and then I will talk about some other ideas that I have for possible guitar builds, because I'm obviously going to make use out of the collaboration with Evertune at some point, yes. But thanks for watching, and have a super great day or something.